Alright, what's going on, y'all? It's Cooper here, one half of FCSN, and it was a crazy weekend in college football. The Georgia Bulldogs traveled up to Columbia, South Carolina to take on the Gamecocks, and it came down to a 28-yard field goal with 4.5 minutes left, and Marshall Morgan missed the chip shot. The Gamecocks walk away with the upset 38-35, upsetting the Bulldogs. That was a crazy game. A week after beating Ohio State, Virginia Tech took on the East Carolina Pirates, and East Carolina walked out of there with a win. Shane Carter had a TD late to put that game away. And then Boston College beat USC a week after they beat the Stanford Cardinal in a big Pac-12 game. So it was a crazy weekend overall. The standings are going to be shaken up. I cannot wait to see those top 25 polls. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into my review of the college football playoff. At the number 4 overall spot, I've got the Alabama Crimson side. With the Bulldogs being knocked out, I have Alabama sliding up that one spot into the playoff. And I think they're going to win that SEC West. If Georgia fans, don't worry. If your team still gets to Atlanta, there is hope for the rest of the season. Whoever comes out of that SEC East and faces, which I think will be Alabama in the SEC Championship, will have a chance to punch their ticket to that college football playoff. Blake Sims has been much improved. Amari Cooper has been I have him in the Heisman talk because they've just been going to him. He's been that go-to player for Alabama, and he's a critical player. And then at the number 3 spot in this college football playoff prediction, I have got the Florida State Seminoles. People said the number 1 team in the country. I'm not buying it. I do not believe it. I think they are a very good team. They are a great team. But I don't think right at this point in time, this can change. They're not playing like the best team in the country. They play Clemson at home. Game day is going to be there this upcoming week. That's a chance for Jameis to boost his Heisman stock, and it's a chance to do what they did last year up in Death Valley at Clemson and just make a statement. This could be a statement game for Florida State. We'll see what they're really made of this week versus Clemson. At the number 2 spot, I have got the Oklahoma Sooners. They have looked nothing short of impressive. They played Tennessee on the primetime game last night, and they got that win pretty convincingly. Wasn't as dominant as I expected, but nonetheless, a big win over a quality SEC team. Oklahoma is legit, and Trevor Knight is now a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate. At the number 1 spot, I have got the Oregon Ducks. Marcus Mariota has been the definition of efficient, and that Oregon offense has just been rolling. I expect them to just dominate their competition in that Pac-12 all the way to that college football playoff. Being the unanimous number 1 team in the country, I am buying the Ducks championship stock, and they have been very impressive. But now we get down to the matchups. If Oregon comes down to play Alabama, I do not like the Ducks' chances in that type of matchup. I believe Oregon now is the best team, but in a smash-mouth game, they say Michigan State was a smash-mouth team. Alabama is another level above Michigan State. I think Alabama will wear the Ducks defense down to death, and I think the Alabama Crimson Tide will, in that matchup, if they get to play Oregon 4 versus 1, I think Alabama wins that matchup and goes to that college football championship. And then we have Oklahoma versus Florida State. I have Florida State getting revenge because Oklahoma came up to Doak and beat the Florida State Seminoles a couple years ago. I think Florida State beats them. And then we have the Alabama Crimson Tide against the Florida State Seminoles. What people thought the championship was going to be last year for that kick 6. Now, let's break it down. Teams on the bubble that I think are just outside of that college football playoff but have a chance to make a run at it. At the number 1 spot on the bubble, I have got the Auburn Tigers. They're the next up. I think if they win the Iron Bowl, it's going to come down to the Iron Bowl. They're the next team up in that SEC West. I can almost flip-flop them in Alabama, just saying the Iron Bowl winner will go to the college football playoff. So Auburn is at that number 5 spot, just outside. Next up, I've got Baylor. These guys are the next contender up besides Oklahoma. And if they dominate the rest of their Big 12 schedule and they happen to beat Oklahoma, go ahead and throw Baylor in that college football playoff. I think they're a team that's capable of doing it, but it's going to take some luck on their side. The last spot, I have got Notre Dame, a team that game in Tallahassee versus Florida State is going to make or break their season. They win that game, they are up into the college football playoff. They are there, guaranteed. They have some tough games left on the schedule, but if they beat Florida State, they are in college football contention. Right now, they're just on the edge of that bubble, but look out for Notre Dame. their team on the rise. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already to FCSN. Follow me on Twitter at Cooper_sports. And down in that comment section below, let me know who you think will be in the playoff and teams that you think are on the rise that I didn't get on my bubble that you need to look out for. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. And this is Cooper signing out.